Today I want to show you the wonderful feature set of components application, which is coming along with every Sitecore XM Cloud subscription. If you haven't heard about that, this is the very powerful tool that allows you to create components with no code, just exclusively with the user interface, and it also allows you to plug these components to the external data sources, which is, in my opinion, a killing feature. To make this demo, I first want to show you this website. This is a demo website I've done 3 months ago to show the capabilities of Content Hub 1. It features my Scotch whiskey collection, and basically the whole content here you see on the page, it is coming from Content Hub 1. So I do have 2 types of data. The one we're interested is whiskey component, and we're mostly interested in this vendor field, description field, and picture. And please pay attention that picture is not a flat field, is a collection. So this is a set of fields, it's like an array of fields. In order to make this happen, I had to create a GraphQL query. The whole website is written with .NET 7, which is ancestor of .NET Core, and this is ASP.NET website. It compiles to Linux, it runs in the Linux containers, and is hosted on Kubernetes. And because of that, it comes to me cheap as chips. The average time for building this website took me something around 2 hours. Most of the time spent for building actual GraphQL query and for the hosting and infrastructure. Luckily, we have a GraphQL IDE tool. This is coming with Experience Edge, and that allows us to build and test queries in real time. Every Experience Edge connection is secured with authentication token, which is basically preventing you, unauthorized user from accessing this content without supplying it. So I've done this query, and as you see, this query returns all the whiskey that I have here in the collection. What we'll do now is we go to the components interface and we'll build this component. I want to pay attention that components is still in early access mode, so that there might be some bugs or glitches. Please be patient to that. To start with, I first want to add a collection. Collection is basically a logical grouping for your components. It can be anything. I just give a name, save, and I'm ready for adding components. This one will be whiskey list. It falls into Martin's whiskey, all correct. Now I am ready to start editing. This area is my canvas, and it represents the current version. I can add as many versions as I want. These are related to something called breakpoints. So breakpoint is a different size of your viewpoint, allowing you to build responsible sites. Basically, you can configure different views for different screens. More to say, in the style section, you can create and control the actual sizing for this component. But as of now, I want to add the card component, which will be the main holder of whiskey item here. So I will add image, of course. Then I want to add some heading, which will be showing up the brand name. And of course, I need to add the description. This is the wrong place, so I'll delete it. I want to add the description immediately underneath the heading, at the end of a card. Exactly. The next thing is I want to change the layout looking similar to what I have in the original website with 3-column layout for all the cards I have here. So to make that happen, I'll click Layout Alignment, select 3 layouts, each is 33%. And now is the time where the actual magic happens. So what I will do now is I will wire up this set of cards to the collection. So I want to map it to collection, and I need to specify the collection here, but I don't have any collection. So let's go to data sources and create one. I will call it Content Hub 1. Yep, that's the right name. I will paste the actual query. That will be GraphQL, of course. I will paste the query. I will also paste the endpoint. And I also need to supply the security header, which is x-jql token. And its value. Well, now I'm ready to test it. I click fetch and I get the exact structure which is returned here, but data tree tool nicely stack it and makes it in a way of a tree. So I see here my results for the whiskies with all the fields, but as I mentioned earlier, picture is coming a collection of pictures, so there might be different one. I only have one, but I can have as many as I want. The same for video. I want to say that video is not originally supported by Content Hub 1. I had to fake it. I renamed all my videos to JPEG, so I added JPEG extension, uploaded there so that I can still consume them, and change MIME type to whatever it is. This is how it works on the original website, but I'll do something different here. I'm generally happy with this output, so I save the data source and let's go and consume it. One of the good things of this interface is that it saves automatically and I can keep going from the place where I just ended up. I go here and I select data collection. I want to map to Content Hub 1, which I just created, and that's my result. I immediately see this set of outputs, but they all look similar, and the reason is that I haven't mapped the fields. I will start with something basic. I'll start with this heading. I will map it to vendor. Same I will do for text element, which will be my description. And you see the data start immediately appearing here. Of course, it's not equally distributed. I'll probably need to style it up. So I want to justify the content, and I want to limit lines to 5, that they all look the same vertical height. Right, so far so good. I'll probably add one more field here. I want to add another text, which will be a link to video. Now let's add the image, and remember I said the image is coming as collection, not a single item. I need first to map it to the corresponding collection of pictures, and then I go and pick up the image source, and it allows me to pick up the file URL, which actually gives me the binary data for the image. Similar I do with the video. I need first to map it to this video output, and then I want to make it link, but I'm not modifying the text, I'm modifying just the link. So I select link and I map link to this file URL. That looks done. I want to admit that all the interfaces done very intuitively, and it's so easy to do, unbelievably. That's done. I only want to stage it, publish, and here we go. Now I expect this appears in my Pages application. So I should get this whiskey collection that I just added. And here is it. I have whiskey collection and I have this nice thumbnail of my newly created component, and I actually can drop it on a page. What I want to say here, we got two tabs. One is front-end as a service, another is components. That just brings you components from headless SXA. These are the basics coming out of the box, so that you can use it here. We're mostly interested in this tab. One of the interesting things I want to share with you is the styling. Components come with a very powerful styling mechanism. Combining all these features, you can really make everything you do here look pixel perfect. That's unbelievable. I am impressed, and I really underestimated this component application previously, but now I know how powerful it can be. You can go even beyond that. For example, there is embedding coding. What it gives me is the output of something that I just created. It's really, you can really copy the content and paste it into the website, into your React app, or whichever you choose. Just consume it. There's web component, there's DOM API. Quite a powerful tool. I want to conclude that the total amount of effort for me to build this graphical interface for 3-column layout of the cards is times quicker compared to what I've done previously with ASP.NET. I don't need to build, I don't need to compile, I don't need to drop it into Kubernetes. I simply use my mouse and all the visual tools. There is not a single line of code done for make it happen. And this component is absolutely ready to use. So you can just drop it on page, and here we go. I think it's very impressive feature of XM Cloud. This feature alone can make XM Cloud much more attractive than existing standalone systems. My name is Martin Miles, and thanks for watching.